Hello and welcome to The Lion Roars, a program brought to you by Penn State Abington College. I'm Dr. Moylan Mills, also known as Mike, and I'm Professor Emeritus of Integrative Arts at Abington College. I'm here with my guest, Dr. Karen Sandler, Chancellor of the Abington College, Dr. Jane Owens, Senior Director of Continuing Education at Abington College, and Gail Sigel, who is Senior Director of Student Affairs. Penn State Abington is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year, and we're going to be talking about current developments at the campus and future initiatives. And I'm going to start first with Karen. Karen, I know everyone is very excited about the 60th anniversary. Could you give us a little background on how the campus started and where we are today?
Yes, well, the 60th anniversary is a big deal for us. 60 years is a long time, and we started as a Penn State campus way back when with 150 students. And those students were at the campus at that point only 1 year, and then later it evolved into 2 years at the campus, and then they would go to University Park or another campus within Penn State. We now have 3,500 students, and about 1,300 of those are in our majors, so they complete all 4 years at Penn State Abington. So it's really been helpful to us to have this change. It's given us a lot more flexibility, a lot more local autonomy to respond to local interests and local needs.
And how many of those, how many majors do we have now, four-year majors?
We have about 16 now, but under some of those majors there are many tracks. So it looks like about 24 choices, academic choices.
And we have some in the pipeline, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Some new majors?
Yes, we're looking at some.
Well, maybe we can, when we get to talking about future developments, we could talk about some of those new majors that are coming up.
Yes.
Congratulations on our 60 years of educating students from this area and from other areas too. What would you say are some of the major accomplishments of the past several years?
Well, I think the most exciting accomplishments have been adding new degree programs. And the most recent of those is early childhood education. We just started this fall, and that's attracting a lot of attention and interest for our students. And I think another accomplishment is that we have been able to grow an exciting and thriving undergraduate research program. So, for example, a faculty member will take 1 or 2 students to work with him or her on an actual research project. The students sometimes publish with the faculty member, sometimes go to conferences with the faculty member. And we now have the largest program yet, and we have that 30 faculty involved and about 60 students. I think that's been a really exciting unfoldment, development in the last few years.
Well, it's a great opportunity for our students and I think for the faculty too. And the interaction between faculty and student I think is so important.
It is really good.
In the classroom and in special projects like this as well.
Yeah, and I would add that a lot of colleges don't give first-year students the opportunity to do this kind of research. And what I think is special about our program is a student can start in that first year and really by the 4th year, they're doing serious research.
Wonderful development.
Yeah.
Gail, I understand there's some interesting developments in the athletic area, such as the application for NCAA Division III membership. Can you talk about that?
It is very exciting. And it's not just an application. We've been accepted. We're in our 2nd year of provisional status with the hope that in 2012 we'll be full members of NCAA. It's just provided for the students an opportunity to be that student athlete. That's what Division III is all about, and how it separates itself from Division I and II, that the focus is really on student first and athlete. So it's really a blending of the academics, the athletics, and then the co-curricular. So we hope we have a good student, a good athlete, and a good citizen.
And a great mix.
A great mix. And we've grown, our teams have grown as soon as we began our provisional status. We grew our teams. We now have 14 teams, and they are beginning to thrive. We're building them, and as we build them by the next year, they're really being able to be competitive. And I think it's really enriched, certainly our athletes, but I think it's enriched the whole campus because it's really brought in new experience to the campus for them.
So we're focusing on the academics and on the co-curricular programs. Terrific.
Sort of the whole experience.
Yeah. And Jane, can you tell us about perhaps some current accomplishments in the continuing education field? I know if we talk about recent developments, the new 611 facility is one of them.
Yes, we have a new training facility. It's at 611. It's near the Target in the Abington Town Shopping Center. And we're using it for continuing professional education. We're doing our Lion Lecture Series there, which you know something about.
Yes, I do, because I have been teaching in that series, and let me tell you, it was a marvelous experience.
Those are programs that are available during the day, during the week, for those that have that time available, and they're short lectures on topics that are of general interest. We also offer things like an appreciation breakfast for our clients to come in and see our facility. We've done supervision programs there in the training area, and also other programs, conferences and things like that for adults.
And the Lion Lectures will continue during the spring and perhaps next year as well?
Yes, we'll be resuming in March.
No, well, I must admit, I very much enjoyed being part of that program, and I'm looking forward to being part of it in March and April.
Well, lifelong learning is something we care very much about, so we're glad to have you with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
We're all glad to have Mike.
Yes, we are.
You know, we have in the past number of years, I guess decade and a half, we've expanded our programs for students who stay at the campus. We've expanded the number of majors and therefore the number of students. I know that there are, Karen, some new majors in the pipeline. Can you talk about those?
Yes. We take a survey of our student interests about every 3 years, and that helps us determine what kinds of degree offerings they would like to stay to complete. And this, we just recently did that. The 3 areas that we're looking at now are communication, engineering, and nursing. So we're working on those as we speak. So watch for new developments on that.
And Gail, I wanted to ask you about the makeup of our student body. What can you give me a kind of maybe a profile of the typical Penn State student?
I think what surprises people is because since we are a commuter, even though we have many students who are from out of area, that what we look very much like a college, just like what a small college would look like. We have about 50% of our students are first and second year students. The second 50% are our juniors and seniors, which has really added the whole feel of the college.
I'm going to interrupt you here because it's time to take a short break for some messages, and then we're going to be coming right back and we're going to hear the rest of it.
No problem.
Welcome back to The Lion Roars. I'm Dr. Moylan Mills, and I'm the professor of, Professor Emeritus, I can't forget my title, can I? Professor Emeritus of Integrative Arts at Penn State Abington College, and I'm here with my guest, Dr. Karen Chandler, who is the Chancellor at the college, Dr. Jane Owens, who is Senior Director of Continuing Education at the college, and Gail Sigel, who is Senior Director of Student Affairs. And Gail was giving us a profile of our student body when we took a break, and I'd like to ask Gail to talk about student profiles and perhaps tell us a little bit about international students on the campus.
Well, as I said, our campus looks very much like any other college in the sense that we have the lower class, 50% of our students are at freshman and sophomore, 50% in upper division courses. We also have students, because of the Penn State having so many opportunities and options for students, we have students that are with us for 2 years, then transition up to University Park to complete a degree that they have, or 50% of those students staying with us, many of them students who thought they were going to go up to University Park, but then really discovered what Abington had to offer, and so they stayed with us in our degrees. We have great diversity on the campus, both racially and ethnically. With that diversity also comes our international students. This year we have 30 international students, and that means international in the sense they are coming from their country to Abington.
Can you tell us where some of the countries are that the students come from?
Well, China is number one. We have 12 students that are here from China. We have students from Brazil, a student from Canada, Korea, India. It's really just been a wonderful addition to the campus.
And that's exciting for the students from the Philadelphia area, from the Pennsylvania region, to mix and find out about these other cultures. That comes into play, doesn't
Right.
it?
It allows our students to see what's happening and really getting a global kind of experience. We also have students that are international students. We have students going on international trips. So we have students coming and staying with us, but we have many of our students that are participating in trips with faculty called embedded courses, in which it's part of a class, and they have work in the classroom, and then they spend a week to 10 days traveling to a particular location in which they've studied and have that experience.
It's basically a kind of a study abroad program.
It is,
Yes.
condensed for the student who may not just have that time. We also, of course, have experiences where students can be away for a semester at a time, and certainly Penn State offers that for all students.
And where are some of the places where the students study? I know that Spain,
England, there are quite a few trips to England. There's been a trip to Bermuda. There is one planned to Greece to study the Olympics. That's planned for the spring.
and Italy. Don't we have some
We
students?
did
who
went to Italy
taken
with
some
our
art
group. Right.
studies in Italy. Yes. Okay. Well, that's very.
And our
very
student
exciting.
age, which we didn't talk about, it's something though I think
Oh, yes, you
really,
should talk
really
about that.
impressed. Our average age would be like any other college, it's a 19. But in reality, 20% of our students are over 24, with some students being 80 years of age. And that really adds a lot of depth, I think, to the classroom and to the
It
college.
does. I'm teaching a course right now, and I have probably half a dozen older students, and they're the best students in the class.
They're really good.
They are dedicated.
they
They
love it.
always do the homework assignments.
Yeah.
They do the homework assignments. They raise their hands. They demand something from their education. And I love having them in the class. And of course, they interact with the younger students.
It's a wonderful kind of
And
pairing.
it's a great intermixing. And sometimes they become very fast friends. It's just wonderful to have that diversity on campus.
Mike, you might know that we're also trying our first international program for educators, a program in Bristol, England, next June and July for local science teachers to be able to go and learn about green chemistry from the University of Bristol. And that's the first time we've tried to have that opportunity for local educators.
Oh, another exciting program. I want to go back just for a minute to one of the recent developments on the campus. And Karen, I know you can say something about this. The new plaza in front of the Sutherland building is so striking and attractive. The first time I saw it, I was thunderstruck because it has such a marvelous effect. Can you talk about that?
It is a lovely change. It just sets off that building. The building, the Sutherland building, was built in the early 1900s. And it was designed by Horace Trumbauer. It's a famous Philadelphia architect.
Right, exactly.
And so it is a building that deserves to be set off by something. And we have designed a plaza that does that. It gives you a vista of the building, and it complements all the architectural details of that building. It is also a wonderful opportunity to give the students gathering space. So as soon as we opened it, even before it was completely completed, and completely all the walls were not done yet, the students were sitting. The furniture hadn't come, they're sitting on the steps, they're sitting on the walls. And so it has become a real public sharing place.
Space.
Yes,
It really
it's
has.
absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And I love the different levels and
Yes.
ways of moving around. It's not just a flat piece of
Right.
concrete. It has a kind of a horizontal effect, a vertical effect. And I also like the way that the Nittany Lion Shrine has been incorporated into
that.
into the plaza. It really makes a very dramatic statement.
It's a lovely statement when you walk in to just see that whole vista. And I have to say, something that doesn't appear when you look at it, but is one of the most exciting parts of this project is that we're in this phase now where we're working to develop a handicap accessible entrance and exit on the side, north side of the Sutherland building, so that for the first time, students who need handicap accessibility will be able to go out the front of Sutherland or out the side to the Student Union building. So that's a very exciting part of the, of the
So it's a
Plaza
very
project.
practical part
Yes.
of the overall design.
Yes.
Yes, I remember when I first came to the campus, it was a circle and kind of part of the entrance road. And I remember my first day on campus, I drove up and parked on the circle.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't think I was supposed to even then, but
Yeah.
that's where I put my car. Well, it's a great addition to the campus, and I think it adds to the total beauty of the campus. The Penn State Abington campus is one of the most beautiful small college campuses, I think, in the nation. I've actually had visitors from other colleges and universities tell me that, wow, this is such a beautiful campus, and the effect of the pond and the fountains in the pond and the way that the Student Union building overlooks the pond creates a very exciting vista. Karen, can you also tell us a bit about the renovation of the Sutherland Theater? I know that's coming up sometime in the future.
Yes,
And
we'll begin to work on that very soon, and we will be completely renovating the auditorium to bring it up to 21st century technology standards and make that a much more comfortable place as well.
I'm excited about that because I often present
Yes.
courses and presentations there. But we're going to take another short break, and we'll be back after these messages.
My time is very valuable to me.
Lots of people depend on me for their everyday needs.
If you do go back, it has to be to a place that'll be worth it.
I needed a place with lots of options, with a great reputation.
Employers know the difference.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I chose Penn State.
Penn State Abington. Get to a better place.
Penn State, everyone knows it.
At Penn State Abington, the lion roars.
Welcome back to The Lion Roars. I'm Dr. Moylan Mills, Professor Emeritus of Integrative Arts at Penn State Abington, and my guests are Dr. Karen Sandler, Chancellor of the Abington College, Dr. Jane Owens, Senior Director of Continuing Education at Abington College, and Gail Sigel, who is Senior Director of Student Affairs. I want to start with Jane. Jane, could you talk a bit about some of the outreach programs under continuing education and what might be coming up in the future?
We try to track the workforce development needs that are in our region and then offer the courses and programs that reflect those needs. So for example, we have programs in cultural competence in the healthcare settings in the region, including a new program on medical interpreting, a very important area to consider in our highly diverse community. And so we do other kinds of programs like project management and technology kinds of programs for people that are in the computer industry. So we are careful to match the needs with what we offer. In addition, we're very proud of our programs for young people, for youth. We have a summer kids college, everybody from the ages of, I guess, about 3rd grade all the way up through high school. They're basically academically oriented programs, but they're a lot of fun too. And they sometimes will match some of the degree programs that we offer on our campus to give some of our younger members of the community a chance to see where our academic strengths lie.
Can you give us an example or two of some of the programs in the kids' college?
Well, I can think of one right now that's a rocketry program, very safe, but lots of fun, has some principles of physics in it. There are other programs in theater and art that also track with some of the majors that we have. And we employ some of our own college students to be camp counselors, and that gives them a nice chance to interact with young people as well.
And what about, many of these programs are given off campus in corporate settings? Is that correct?
Yes.
As well as on campus?
Right. Going back to the idea of training and development, we do offer the opportunity for us to bring our faculty to the place of work, making it more convenient, offering customized programs that reflect the needs of that particular client or corporation.
That sounds like a real major contribution to the community.
We have a long history of doing it. We're proud of it.
And you have a nursing program that's connected with Frankfurt Hospital, is that correct?
Yes, now they go by ARIA Health is the name that they're using. And we've had an association with them for over 30 years. We offer an associate degree to the students that wish to become nurses.
And let me turn to Karen and Gail. I'd like to find out about the internship programs on the campus. Gail, could you
I'll start.
Tell us about that?
I'm really very proud of that. Our Career Center offers internships to all of the students, and there are two kinds of internships. The first is an exploratory internship, and anybody can take that, usually in the sophomore year. It's a great internship for a student who may not be sure what they want to major in, so they try out a field. Sometimes students come out saying this was a great experience, sometimes they know what they don't want to do. But it's a really good learning
that's important
experience.
too.
It is. And we're really rich because of being close to the Philadelphia area. There's so many opportunities that really, if a student names an area they're interested in, we can get them an internship in that area. Then we have what we call required internships. Many of our own degrees, we find it's best that we require the student to have an internship, sort of an opportunity to be out in the world of work. And we arrange that through our Career Center also. And then at the end of each semester, we have a very large career fair. And we feel it's our obligation to bring on companies, and we get students get all dressed up and go for their interviews with their resumes. And it's been really very, very successful.
Yeah, I've had some advisees who have gone to that program, and they've actually have secured interviews with some of the companies that were at the career fair. I think that's very important. And the Career Development Center is a very important part of the campus, isn't it, Gail?
Yeah. And a lot of the internships, Mike, what happens is they end up getting jobs.
I know they do.
Yes.
That's one of the positive things.
I've had students who have internships that were directed by me, as they all are directed by a faculty member, and the interns worked at local theaters. I had several interns working with the Greater Film Office in Philadelphia. I've had internships working at various art galleries and at the Abington Art Center, for instance. And they've been very important learning experiences because they're real world learning experiences. You know, it's not in a classroom, it's not abstract, it's something that they can put their hands on. And as you say, Gail, they often find out, I love this, this is what I want to do, or, oh, I definitely don't want to do that. I'm going into something else. So I think the internships are important, and the Career Development Center is extremely important, especially right now with this economic situation. All that we possibly can do for getting our students into jobs and careers is extremely important.
And one of the other aspects, I think, of the internship program is it's not just the actual placement, it's the run up to that. So they learn how to dress, they learn how to make sure their resume is all right.
They learn how to take interviews.
That's right, they do the mock interviews.
That's very important.
Yeah, and we have a group called Students in Free Enterprise. That's a international organization. We have a chapter on campus, and they're very actively involved in helping students get a better chance at a job. And they've just come up with a project. This is probably we're in the second year of the project, where they ask people to donate gently used suits for interview suits. And they dry clean them, and they have a day or two, and they just put them out, and they sell them for $10 a suit. And it's a great thing.
Idea.
Yes.
Really is a terrific idea. Well, you know, one of the things that I'd like to talk about are some of the cultural programs on the campus. You know, we've talked about academics, we've talked about co-curricular activities, we've talked about outreach for continuing education, but I think one of the most important areas is that the campus does reach into the community and provide panel discussions, and we've had diversity panels, I know that, and then there are the Sunday afternoon opera programs.
They're done by an expert.
The Sunday ones. Yeah.
And I also am involved with bringing foreign and independent films to the community. And these are all for the students, faculty, and for community members. Eric Mentel's jazz group plays on the campus. We've had Philadelphia Orchestra members. So, you know, it's a rich mix for students, faculty, and for community. Well, it's been wonderful to be with our guests, Dr. Karen Sandler, Dr. Jane Owens, Gail Siegel. It's been such a pleasure to have you here, to find out about what's going on at the campus and about the 60th anniversary celebration. Karen, can you tell us what people can do if they want to get more information about the 60th anniversary? There's a website, I believe.
Yes, the Penn State Abington website is www.abington.psu.edu, and the 60th anniversary events are all listed there.
Well,
We'd love to have people come.
Well, we would. We invite everyone who hasn't been to the campus to come and visit us. If you've been to the campus, come back and see us. We've enjoyed talking about the campus with you, and we certainly hope that you've enjoyed The Lion Roars. If you have comments or questions, or you would like to sign up for a class, call us at 215-881-7387, or contact us online at abington@psu.edu. I'm Dr. Moylan Mills. Please join us again next time.
I'm Nigel Hopkinson, and this is the men's and women's team for Penn State Abington. And we are Penn State! We are Penn State! We are Penn State! Yeah! Let's go!